Hello and welcome to Levitate. Today, as the seasons are changing, especially here in rainy, cold England, we're going to talk a little bit about expansion and contraction. So if you think of a tree with your roots deep in the ground, perhaps where your feet are in contact with the ground right now, you might be able to imagine the cool clay between your toes, beneath your feet, and the roots which stretch down and as far and as wide as the branches above. And because it's autumn, the leaves are beginning to fall from the branches. In fact, over this last weekend, they all seem to come down in one go. That can feel pretty depressing because we're now looking at clumps of sodden leaves all over the roads, all over the sidewalks and pavements, and up at these bare trees, somewhat skeletal, dark, slightly derobed of some of the life and colour that we enjoy in the earlier seasons. So you might get very depressed thinking about these skeletal trees denuded of their leaves, but I want you to think about it in another way. Think of it as the tree is really not losing anything at all. See the leaves that fall to the ground around them slowly return into the dirt and provide new nutrients and life for the trees in the coming seasons. In fact, they need to lose those leaves in order to have the fuel for new growth. You might want to think of something in your life right now, an overly heavy limb perhaps, or burdensome amount of leaves that you'd rather be rid of, shake loose of, put down. Perhaps it's a narrative you've been telling yourself about who you are or who you're not. Perhaps it's a sense of unease with your current circumstances. Perhaps it's something that didn't go your way, a conversation or a plan that just didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, something you said you wish you hadn't, something you didn't say that you wish you had. But like the trees as they come into the winter, you are perhaps overly burdened down by some of these things and would do well to let them fall to the ground beneath you, to give you fuel and energy reserves for new growth in the spring. So I want you to just call something to mind, something from the last week or month or year, some kind of story that's been weighing you down that you don't want to hold on to any longer. And close your eyes and take a deep breath into the count of 1, 2, 3, and 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold out for 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe normally whenever you like. Perhaps you feel somewhat relieved, perhaps you feel not particularly any different. But you can imagine that breath a little bit like it was a sudden gust of wind that stripped you of a dead limb or a bunch of heavy brown leaves. freeing you up to be more present in your life and in turn to have some fuel for growth. Inspired by Deepak Chopra, I'm going to ask you a few questions just to help you get to some kind of intention. What would being free of all these burdens allow you to become? See, the goal of meditation isn't to stay still, static, or lifeless, unchanging. Rather, it's to be mindful about the directions that we grow in. It's a constant balance between contraction on one hand, letting things go, and growth on the other. You might think back to everything you've ever let go of, people and relationships, ways of life, your childhood, and feel sad that so much is no longer part of you. But the truth of the matter is, just like the leaves, as they slowly rejoin the earth and provide new life, you never really lose anything. It just becomes fuel for your growth, food for the you of today, and hope for tomorrow. So we'll start by asking ourselves, who am I? Who am I? Don't worry about answering the question. Just see if you can pay attention to any emotions or feelings that come up. Who am I? If you want to get a little more esoteric, you might ask yourself, and who is the I asking this question? You may identify with your gender or position in a family, or your body or your thoughts. And yet all of these things are constantly fluid, constantly changing. Perhaps the only thing that isn't changing is the I that's asking the question, the awareness in which all of this activity takes place. Next, ask yourself, what am I truly grateful for? Or who am I truly grateful for? You may feel like somewhat of an island, that you're isolated in your own quest for fulfillment. But the truth is, we're always connected. While we tend to focus on the negative, it's worth balancing it out with some positive things, kind and beautiful moments that we could feel grateful for. Next, ask yourself, what do I love doing? What makes my heart fill with joy? And pay attention to the feeling that arises. And finally, ask yourself, what would I like to see flourish in my life ahead? whether it's in the day, week, month, or next year. What would you like to plant today to ensure that you continue growing in interesting and fulfilling directions? Not worrying so much about what you've left behind, but putting your energy and attention into who you are today and who you might be tomorrow. And let's just invite that intention in. Feel once more your feet on the ground and the roots beneath them. Feel the connection of your body to the seat. Notice any sounds and sensations as they occur in this present moment. Take a deep breath in and out. And again, this time letting go of any physical tension with a sigh. And when you like, you can start to blink open your eyes. Look around you and connect again with your surroundings. I wish you a very beautiful day and growth in exciting new directions.